compliance professionals here today, and I have a very interesting topic. I have lots of things here in front of me that I'm going to be showing you, but this is going to help you if you ever see a product sitting around and you need to use it. It will help you so you can identify how safe is this product and how careful do I need to be when I pick it up, or if I get it on my hands, or if I get some in my eyes or on my face. So first of all, I want to tell you that we used to have MSDS sheets on all of the job sites. Now they have what's called SDS sheets. And of course, that's a big change that took place over the past 2 or 3 years. And it wasn't just here in the United States where the change took place, but it was over the entire globe. The United Nations is the one that was in charge of making sure all this information got out to every single country. And of course, it's available to you as an individual right now. So not only is it on the safety data sheets for all the products that you see, but it's also on every label that you come across that can be found on any of the products that you're going to use. So I'm going to start off right now. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about labels. I have a label here in front of me that I'm going to show you, and it will give you an idea of how informative this is. So I'm going to pick this up right now. Let me kind of get all this set up for you. And I'm going to make sure that I'm holding this up so you can all see this properly. Okay? This happens to be a label that would be on a canister of carbon monoxide. Is that clear there? Okay, good. All right. So what do we learn from this label that's available to us? Well, number one up there that's listed, that I've got listed up there, holding this, I want to make sure I'm holding this right so everybody can see it. I think that's about got it right there. So right off the bat, one of the things that we see up there is the word danger. There's 2 words that can be used, and they are considered to be signal words. One of the words is warning, and the other word is danger. Of course, danger is more dangerous than warning is, folks. So let's make sure that if you see the word danger, you know and understand that maybe you should take a step back when you see that word and find out exactly what this product is. Well, it's pretty easy to see because over on number 6 there, it tells you what the product is. It gives you the name of exactly what the product is you're going to be handling. And the next thing you should look for is number 2 down below, and there's little pictures there. They're actually called pictograms, and that gives you an idea of what can happen while you're handling this product. So the first one up at the top there is a fire that you see burning. Well, everybody should understand when you see a picture like that, that actually means that this is a flammable product, okay? How many people know that carbon monoxide is flammable? Maybe not too many, but it actually is highly flammable. Then next, just to the right of that, you see the skull and crossbones. Okay, that doesn't mean that there's pirates down at Quick Trip, guys. Skull and crossbones means something toxic. It can be poisonous to you, or you can die from it if you are in a room filled with this product. If you're inhaling too much carbon monoxide, it can really kill you very, very quickly. Then if you look down below, you see it's called a star in the middle of a chest. Maybe I can get this a little bit closer so you can see that one. There you go. And that is considered to be a health hazard. So carbon monoxide is a health hazard. That means that a product can be a carcinogen. You can have reproductive toxicity from it. You can have respiratory problems from breathing it. It can also destroy certain organs. So it's a target organ toxicity, and there can be aspiration from this. And then the one over on the far left, it's a gas cylinder. Just letting you know that there's pressurized gas here and that you should be careful of it, how you handle it, how you store it, and so forth and so on. Okay, there's certain requirements there. So these labels can be pretty doggone effective. Now, there's more information that's available to you on this. Number 3 down there, it's kind of hard to see, but if you had the label in front of you, you could read it a little bit better. Number 3 is going to be your supplier information, the name, the address, the phone number of the chemical manufacturer, the importer, or the responsible party, the distributor of the product, whoever it may be. Number 4 there is a precautionary statement when you're using any type of a chemical, gas, or a solid. And that can be a phrase that describes recommended measures that should be taken to minimize or prevent adverse effects resulting from exposure to the product. Number 5, up above, is a hazard statement. It just describes the nature and the degree of the hazard of this product. And then we get back again once to the name of the product, and of course in this case it's carbon monoxide. Now, I think it's pretty interesting that all of the labels that are going to be coming out on products should have this information on it. So, you know, if you walked up to something and you looked at that real quickly, where would your eyes go? Well, I think it'd be up in the upper left-hand corner, danger, and then you can look at the pictograms down there and say, oh, wow, this stuff can catch on fire. There's a skull and crossbones here, and there's that star right in that guy's chest. If he breathes this stuff, it could be bad for you, okay? Right off the bat, you'll be able to tell and stay a lot safer if you search out what's on the label of the products that you use. Okay, we kind of move this off to the side here and get squared back up. So the next thing I'm going to talk to you about is the safety data sheets. Now, you're not going to be able to see a lot of this information, but they're going to have some of the pictograms on there that on a regular basis you can take a look at. So let me just hold some of these up for you so you'll start to recognize them. This is the one where you have the star in the person's chest. That's a health hazard warning. This is the other one that you saw, flammable, pretty easy. An exclamation mark. That means, for instance, if you had some Windex, and if you bought it in an institutional type of container, it's going to have an exclamation mark on it. That means it can be an irritant. If you get it on your skin, it could bother your skin. It could have a narcotic effect on a product, a respiratory tract irritant, hazardous to the ozone layer. That's what the exclamation mark means. And if I had to give you an idea, like Windex would have the exclamation mark. That's probably not going to hurt your hands if you get a little Windex on them, but you know, you certainly wouldn't want to be drinking a pint of it. It's going to harm you if you do something like that. Exclamation mark means warning. Next one is a gas cylinder. I don't think I need to tell you to be careful of gas cylinders and how they have to be transported and chained and secured so they don't fall over. Gas cylinder. This next one, that means it's a carcinogen, so it could be very acidic or it could be very alkaline. Either one of them could burn you badly. If you see test tubes falling on people's hands or on metal with little lines coming off of it looking like fumes, be careful, you could hurt yourself. The next one they have, of course, is an exploding bomb. If you happen to be working in a place and you see a product that has an exploding bomb, you might consider working someplace else. But there are places here in town that do have that type of material. You don't have this on your work site. This one is the letter O with a fire coming off of it. It means that product is an oxidizer. You would have this on a cylinder of oxygen, for instance. And if you poured pure oxygen onto a fire, the fire would get bigger, and the oxygen acts as an oxidizer. Here's one for the environment. Don't pour that product into the drains. And the last one is the one you saw before, skull and crossbones, right? That means it's toxic, you can die, it's poisonous. Okay, now let me just very quickly show you something that most of you have seen, WD-40. This happens to be the newest safety data sheet for WD-40. Most of you guys have a can of this, I would imagine in your garage or in your basement. You've gone over to the hardware store, picked up some of this. You have it around. We use it all the time, right? Let me show you some of the information on WD-40. Because each of us has smelled this when we've gotten it on our hands, when we're using it. WD-40, look at the pictograms on here, guys. Try and hold this steady. So, it can catch on fire. It's a gas cylinder. Even though it comes in a compressed can, that's still considered to be a gas-type cylinder. And look at the one on the right. If you breathe this product and get it in you, and breathe at a high rate, high concentrations, it can mess up your lungs pretty bad. Here's the SDS sheet on a very common product, right? So, fellas, first of all, it shows up at the top, I'm getting this straightened out, here we go. Up at the top, it identifies what the product is, then it shows the manufacturer of the product, how to get a hold of people. Here's your hazards identification right here, all the dangers and what could happen to you. Here's the composition information on the ingredients. And now there's going to be 16 more sections on SDS sheets. 16 sections that talk about this product. First aid, firefighting, accidental release measures, handling and storage, and exposure controls and personal protection. And it goes on and on and on for 16 different items, right? The SDS sheets are full of information. If you ever have a question, you can get an SDS sheet. Almost every product has one. I was looking at an SDS sheet for water the other day. There actually is an SDS sheet for water and how careful you should be handling it. Okay, one for every product out there. All right, that's it for today. Be careful with the things that you handle. If you ever have any questions, stop what you're doing, take a second, take a look at the product, and make sure that it's safe for you, okay? Please, everybody be safe, and remember the 5-second rule, guys. That has nothing to do with dropping the Frito on the ground or the cookie. That has all to do with taking a step back, looking at the project that you're doing for 5 seconds, make sure you've got everything that you need and that you're safe. Thanks very much. Please be safe, fellas. I appreciate it. Bye for now.